around 2015, you get in touch with Ryan Adams, and that's when the ball, I believe, kind of starts rolling.
Sure.
So, what was it like having somebody like him support you and appreciate what you're doing?
It's funny because it was really nerve-wracking because I met him, we hung out at his studio all night, and then I played him one of my songs and he was like, come in tomorrow and we'll record. And of course, that was like, I guess, almost 3 years ago, right? Yeah, wow, crazy. So it's weird remembering how nervous I was, and now he's one of my friends, and and it's very strange picturing myself that day. I think I took like a couple amphetamines and was like, I need to be really focused, and it was just a bad idea. I got like dry mouth and was really nervous instead all day. So yeah, it's weird thinking about how nervous I was. I don't think I would be now because he's so sweet.
Do you know, or has he told you what he liked about your music, or do you know why he kind of? It's a mean question to ask, but.
I mean, he said so much crazy shit. I think in the like write-up for the 7-inch, he said I was a musical unicorn, which of course is very hilarious and Tumblr-esque. But yeah, it's really hard to string together some of the. I think also maybe he was just talking about the recording, but he was like, I want this to sound like the first Indigo Girls record. So yeah, he's kind of all over the map as far as what he says about my music.
And so for you, around this time, what was that when you thought, okay, now I can actually kind of provide a living for myself doing this, or go down this road?
I think I was already pretty determined for sure, and I met Ryan through a bunch of like music mutual friends. Weirdly, I didn't really think about it at all. Like I said, we hung out, we recorded the next day. Didn't even know if it was gonna come out. So yeah, just it was kind of more of a shock to me after it happened. It was like, oh wow, this thing happened. That's crazy.
So and where do you proceed then from there? Because then all of a sudden you think, oh, okay, people are listening to this, and where do you go from there?
Well, I had just met the guy who would end up producing my album before I met Ryan, so I was already kind of going on the same road, and then that was kind of happening adjacent to me recording my record. So it was just kind of like a cool extra little thing.
Okay. How much of the record was written by that point?
At least, 90% for sure.
So in that sense, do the songs feel old to you?
Some of them do, but I don't know. I think that's a good thing. I think it means that I'm anxious to keep putting out music. But Smoke Signals and Motion Sickness, I wrote like when I was already halfway done recording the record. So those feel fresh and fun to play. And I mean, the old songs are fun to play too, but I'm definitely excited to like write and record more.
Let's talk about Smoke Signals then quickly, because well, you say you had already recorded a lot of stuff. So at that point, what was still missing? What were you looking for another song? And then how did you end up doing Smoke Signals?
So the record took forever to record because we allotted a couple months to record straight through, and I ended up getting some touring during those months, including with Julien Baker and Violent Femmes. And so I just left LA. And then after the Violent Femmes tour, which ended in Montana, my agent ended up getting me another tour coming back from Vancouver. So my options were to drive 2 days home and 2 days back for a tour that started 5 days late, because I had 5 days in between the two tours. So I could either like drive home or wait around somewhere. And so I decided, because I have a bunch of friends who are from Sun Valley, Idaho, it's beautiful. And I decided to like look at Airbnbs there, and I just got one and was there for a couple days like writing, and I wrote both of those songs then, or finished both of those songs then. Yeah.
Is it a very solitary thing, writing?
Yeah, absolutely. Although I do write with people, like I like to bounce ideas off of my friends, and but I think initially it's definitely really solitary, and then I show ideas to people for sure.
Well, I don't know how much the environment has effect, but I've never been to Idaho, but it's very
it's definitely
remote in a way.
It's definitely remote. I was very scared. I think I watched the entire season of damn it, Jessica Jones.
Okay.
I watched Jessica Jones like all night. Like I didn't really sleep because I was by myself in a cabin in Idaho. So it was kind of scary, but also on the other hand, it was like really cathartic and solitary and cool.
And on the song, you mentioned death a lot. There are certain people who have died. Lemmy, Bowie.
Yeah.
How do people like these kind of seep into your music?
Well, I think it was just really surreal. 2016 was the weirdest year as far as death. I mean, I wrote that song in like April, and then like so many other people died. Right. So it was surreal to me then, and just realizing that like heroes were disappearing like flies was very weird and like apocalyptic, especially with the political climate. It's just like the apocalypse. So,
but there's certain moments in time. Does that influence then kind of your writing, and especially what's going on in the world? Does your writing become more prolific, or do you write more when?
I definitely don't try to, but I think if something's really getting at me, it will. Everything kind of sleeps in, I feel like.
Okay. And those two tours and those couple of days in between, in hindsight, how important was that to go through and be on stage and kind of...
Really important, I think. I had never really done a lot of touring before. I mean, I had done touring, but after the Ryan 7-inch came out, I started getting more offers, and it was really invaluable to me, I think.
Okay. Then, the album is called Stranger in the Alps. When in the process did that title pop up?
I can't remember. I think it was just... I think it just kind of came out of nowhere, like a lot of things do, like song titles do. Just out of nowhere.
Was there any specific significance to it?
Not really, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. And then, where does it come from then? Is it just kind of you see those words somewhere, or?
Yeah, I did see them somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. And now that you are releasing an album, then you kind of do know that there will be an audience. So what are your expectations, or what? Yeah, what are your expectations, or what are your?
I don't really have expectations. I don't really do. I think I'm just trying to focus on what my job is, and it's to keep writing and keep playing. But yeah, I feel like people have been asking me that, and I really don't think about it, which is nice, I guess. I think if I thought about it, or if I let myself think about it, I'd become obsessed, but yeah, I don't know.